Get to our top stories right now. New this morning, a teenager left fighting for his life. This after a shooting in Minneapolis.
Police responded to a call on the 1100 block of Oliver Avenue North in Minneapolis Saturday. That's where they found two 16-year-olds who had been shot. They tell us one of their wounds were not serious. The other did have a potentially life-threatening injury. Both went to HCMC. Police still working to figure out what led up to the shooting. We know no arrests have been made so far. A Minnesota student at the center of a missing persons case is now trapped in the Dominican Republic.
So Joshua Reeb, he's a student at St. Cloud State, believed to be the last person to see Sudiska Kunansky. She was before her disappearance while on spring break there in the DR. Now, on Friday, his family told us that he was enduring hours of investigation. And yesterday, authorities there said that his passport had been confiscated. He has been confined to his hotel with a permanent police escort. Now, he told investigators that he had gone to the beach with Kunansky when she disappeared. He said the last time he saw her, she was walking out of the ocean towards the beach. He says suddenly he couldn't see her anymore and assumed she had left. He then passed out on the beach, he says, waking up hours later. So Kunansky last seen on March 6th. Now, Reeb was a person of interest, named a person of interest earlier this week. This was by the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office in Virginia. That's where Kunansky's from. He is not considered a suspect.
A Burnsville man has died after crashing on a metro highway. Minnesota State Patrol says that man headed north on 35E in Burnsville yesterday morning when he went off the road into a ditch and then hit a sign. His car was the only one involved, no one else inside. We're working to learn whether troopers believe alcohol was involved. An investigation is ongoing.
All clear this morning. This after a bomb threat at a Walmart in Lakeville led to a big law enforcement response. The store was evacuated yesterday morning after someone had called in the threat. Now, explosive detection canines helped search the building. Thankfully, didn't find anything concerning there. Police still investigating who made that call and why. And a small business owner says that he is being forced to move just weeks after opening up shop in Arden Hills.
We're talking about odds and ends again. It opened in its new location in February, where shortly after, the owner, Brett Foss, says he got a letter from the city. Zoning bans thrift shops in that area. Foss says he had no idea, but Arden Hills Mayor David Grant says Foss was previously told about the city's zoning requirements. Foss says thousands have now said they want to have his back.
People had come in once they heard about it and were coming into us to say, hey, we want to sign a petition. We want to go door to door. We want you here. Hugs from 84-year-old ladies who are like, you moved me, you've sold my stuff, and I still buy stuff from here.
The mayor says the city council will decide whether the business stays on or goes during an April 14th work session.
Capital City getting ready for a big celebration on this St. Patrick's Day.
The parade takes off from Rice Street this afternoon. It's going to proceed along 5th Street to CHS Field. Our Pauline Lee joins us live from Rice Park in St. Paul. Pauline, we know the city hoping for some big festivities today, all really to help boost since the pandemic.
Yeah, that's right. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Yes, we have movement out here. Things are taking shape. As you take a look behind me here, we're on the corner of Market and 5th. Look at that. They're setting up for the staging area today. Now, roads, they don't officially close until about 10 o'clock this morning. This is just the pre-morning prep here as the sun begins to rise over the capital city. But as you mentioned, not just a day for fun, it's a big day for big business, too. So, in fact, the whole month is big for business here in St. Paul. The St. Paul Downtown Alliance has nearly 800,000 visitors are expected to visit downtown in March. That's the busiest month of the year. It comes as some buildings are still empty, and of course you'll remember we reported earlier this month the Lunds and Byerly's in downtown set to close 1 week from Wednesday. Organizers say they hope the parade can continue to help downtown recover.
It is worrisome. I mean, we're all seeing it, and we all love downtown St. Paul. We love St. Paul in general, so it's kind of sad to see a lot of that happening. As long as we can keep up with the funding for this parade, though, we'll still continue at downtown St. Paul every year.
And it's shaping up to be a good morning for the parade. Of course, it's going to be a nice and warm day, so a lot of people expect a sea of green out here in the capital city. This, by the way, is the 59th year for the parade. It's also a special one, too, because this parade is actually fully volunteer funded. Not many cities, St. Paul really the only one that puts on a parade like this. Now, coming up in a half an hour or so, of course, a lot of people are going to be out celebrating. If drinking is part of that, you're going to want to make a safety plan. You'll hear the message from law enforcement, and we'll talk about some free rides that you can take advantage of tonight to get home safely, coming up in about half an hour, guys.
It's such a great parade. I love the St. Paul parade. Now, if you are going to drive, I know, Pauline, we have to make sure you have safe rides. But they do recommend parking in the lots and the ramps along Kellogg and then north
Good
of
note.
6th Street there.
Good note.
So,
Pauline
all right.
Lee, live for us in St. Paul. Pauline, thank you. Now, we also do need to mention there's a parade that's going to be kicking off in Minneapolis. This is going to be on 6th Street and Nicollet before it heads down Nicollet to 12th. That begins at 6 p.m. So, yeah, the parade coming back to Minneapolis.
Bringing that back to downtown.